Every 2D Mario platformer has a jump button, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii is no exception. The 2 button allows Mario to jump his way through the game, whether it be over enemies or bottomless pits. So, what were to happen if we were to remove that button entirely? Well, today we're gonna find out as we attempt to beat New Super Mario Bros. Wii without pressing 2. The rules are simple. Never press 2 during levels. I don't want to get into half presses like in Super Mario 64's similar A button challenge. Half presses barely make a difference anyway, so we'll just consider a full 2 press to be pushing down on the button. On the world map or menus, you can press 2 all you want. If you really want to, you could split 2 presses between those made during levels and those made on the world map and menus, but I decided to only count 2 presses made during levels. Also, no multiplayer allowed, as grabbing, throwing, and bouncing off other players brings a huge advantage that I don't want to deal with, so we'll be going solo for this challenge. Alright then, let us begin. In 1-1, we begin to get used to our main method of vertical movement, spin jumping. It doesn't give you much height, so you may need to bounce off a few enemies in order to progress, but after the checkpoint, we get the propeller suit. The propeller suit lets us drill upwards by spinning and allows us to drill back down. Its major downsides is the slow movement speed it gives you while in midair, and the height it gives us maybe a little too much later down the line or in cramped spaces. We will be replaying this level whenever we need a propeller suit, so I hope you don't find it boring. Speaking of cramped spaces, here comes 1-2. I may have goofed up a bit and slammed into this Goomba, losing my propeller suit. I thought I would have to wait out the timer, but luckily another Goomba showed up to save the day. I instead grabbed an ice flower, which can be slightly annoying when you accidentally freeze everything by spinning. It's fine, cause we'll just be replaying 1-1 to get the propeller suit back anyway. 1-3 has Yoshi in it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have much use. Spinning while riding him just causes you to jump off. Don't worry, Yoshi. What you couldn't do in practicality, you made up for in moral support. You'll always be useful in my heart. Get the secret exit and head into World 5. 5-1 is full of piranha plants of all types, but what we're really worried about is the water. Mario can't exactly swim in this state, so we'll have to be careful about not falling in. One enemy encounter later and we end up at 5-2. Yeah, I know what I said about cramped spaces and the propeller suit not mixing well, but on this level you can taunt the wigglers by jumping right through them. Your bouncing height isn't much to admire, however. I keep having to replay 1-1 and Toad is really getting on my nerves. Stop screaming, I'll get you out of that question block later. 5-Tower is all vertical, meaning the propeller suit is absolutely required. I decided to test how far you can get without the propeller, and I couldn't even clear the first jump. One boss fight later and we end up at the legendary 5-4. No speedrunning strat can save us, so we have no choice but to wait out the ride the old-fashioned way. The very last jump is a bit too high to reach without the propeller, so you either want to keep it the whole way, or just bounce off a nearby enemy. I was worried I would have to play through the level again. Alright, Toad, I'll get you out of there. See, I said I would get him out of the block, not that I would carry him to the goal. 5-Ghost House is as easy as they come. Just take the secret exit, which in case you didn't know is behind this wall. With that, we head off into World 8. 8-1 is absolutely no joke. A jump past the checkpoint is a bit too high to clear without the propeller, so it looks like we'll have to keep it with us the whole way through. Our biggest issue is the meteors. These attempt killers drop down randomly from the top of the screen, which is a problem because the propeller suit launches us to the top of the screen. Expect a lot of deaths here. Since the meteors attack in bunches and you can always tell when they're about to drop down thanks to the volcanoes in the background, it's a good idea to wait a bit whenever the meteors are falling before making risky jumps. Just don't go too slow or else the poisonous gas will catch up with you. In 8-2, we just take the secret exit, which is down here in case you didn't know. 8-7 is our hardest part of the challenge by far. We need height to jump over these lava geysers while keeping up with a fast-moving skeleton coaster, which is a problem because the propeller suit heavily slows us down, meaning we can't keep up with the coaster's speed. You can try to damage boost through with a different power-up, but that presents a new problem. After the first coaster, we can't progress because this platform is barely too high to reach with the spin jump. Well, what are our options then? I was thinking we could try to go the long way through World 8, but that means we'd have to play through a water level. That water level could be possible if we got a penguin suit in one of the toad houses, but who knows about any of the other levels we'd have to deal with along the way. Luckily, we don't even have to worry about that, because we have another plan, using a mini mushroom. Spin jumping while mini gives us more height than normal, but it doesn't compromise movement speed nearly as much as the propeller does. There's only one place we currently have access to where we can obtain mini mushrooms, and that would be World 5's Toad House. Be really lucky or just look up the pattern on the internet in order to complete power-up panels and get a mini mushroom in our inventory. We only have one, so you might want to save your game by recompleting 5-Tower. Now that we have our mini mushroom, we can give 8-7 another shot. Completing the inside section while mini certainly isn't easy, but we are able to reach the outdoor section and its checkpoint. The outdoor section is beatable with the propeller suit as well, but it might be easier if we just stick to the mini mushroom. After what we just went through, 8-airship feels like a cakewalk. You do need the propeller suit to complete jumps like these, however, so make sure to grab one before entering the level. While we can't ground pound without a standard jump, drilling downwards with the propeller works just as well, allowing us to take down Bowser Jr. For Bowser's Castle, you will absolutely need the propeller suit. Just don't lose it and you'll be fine. During the final boss, the first section of the second phase could probably be beaten without a propeller suit, but the second section, I don't think so. Mario's probably very dizzy by this point. Step on the final switch and complete this challenge, beating New Super Mario Bros. Wii without pressing 2 even once during gameplay. We learned about something the mini mushroom was actually useful for without feeling forced by the level design. We realized just how overpowered the propeller suit is, and now I have another level in this game titled Something-7 to be afraid of. You know what the other one is. If you want to watch another video similar to this one, I had actually done a similar challenge in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe a couple years ago. That video is of a lower quality, so maybe I'll remake it in the future, as I definitely want to make more videos like this. Maybe I'll do one on Super Mario Wonder. If you have any other ideas for challenges like this, leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. I'd really appreciate it. Well folks, that's all for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, peoples.